all just dancing.
That was delightful.
It really was. It's much better than the are we live? I can't tell if we're live yet. Are we live yet? I don't know.
It is much more fun.
Yes. So hey guys. Thank you for joining me on this live stream where we're gonna just talk I guess. I'm gonna do this because I always forget to do this. I've found in my experience. So I'm going to go around, have you introduce yourselves, tell me about what you do, where you're from, how people can find you, because chances are at the end of the stream, I will be completely forgetting to do that. So let's start with
Big Moon.
to Rob. Yeah. Why don't you
All right. So yeah, I'm Rob. I'm Malkier Talks, and I think I do about everything pretty much. I'm on YouTube.
You're a real Renaissance man, this one.
Yes.
Oh, well, I don't know if I'm quite up to that lofty standard, but okay. Yeah, I do YouTube stuff, cooking, narrations. I do a theory podcast that's full spoilers. I do terrible but awesome dad jokes on Twitter that I call Tam jokes.
They're so good.
Yeah. And then I decide that I'm going to run every live show that's not a dusty wheel in effect. Almost, not quite, but it feels like it.
Yes.
and that's me. I'm UK based, so it's early Wednesday morning for Lesbian Early, and it's Tuesday night for Jess, but it's 2 a.m. for me. So it's I'm that crazy guy that doesn't sleep. If you've heard of someone who doesn't sleep, who's a content creator, that's me.
Yeah,
I'm the vampire.
Yep, that's the one.
That is definitely you. Yes. Although I have actually seen you sleep, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's those are like the little, those are the backstage Zoom calls. That's when I sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, and then let's move on to Jess. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, my name is Jess. I am the Amyrlin Seat from the Amyrlin Study, as well as Tar Valon After Dark. The Amyrlin Study is my YouTube channel where I do reaction videos. Right now, I'm doing reactions to the audiobooks of The Wheel of Time. So I listen to the audiobooks, do real-time reactions while I'm listening, and also at the same time, I do cross-stitch. I call it Stitch and Bitch. I also do reactions to like Wheel of Time content, and I'll be live reacting to the show as well when that finally comes out. And then Tar Valon After Dark is a podcast that I do with Nameless and Rakappa Sadai. It's sort of part sketch comedy, part news, part discussion, part general just bullshit. We have such a good time with it. And so, yeah, if you like funny things, definitely check that out. And my channel's pretty good too, I guess. So check that out too, I guess. I don't know.
I'm an avid listener. It's great. I like you have a really great voice at the start and the end. I mean, the three of you are awesome, but there's a fun voice in there as well, somewhere that I seem to recognize. Every time it starts up, I'm like, I know that person.
Yeah, there's this really great guy based out of the UK who did the intro and outro voice for our intro and outro, and it's spectacular.
Although I have to say, some of the segments, the intros to the segments that the three of you have created, hilarious. I mean, even just the simple obsessions one, obsessions. It's great. I love it.
And what's funny about that is that we have it recorded, the obsessions bit, but then when we're actually recording and it comes to that point, we still do like the obsessions whisper.
Yes.
And then Brian, who is Rakappa Sadai in real life. Thank you.
It's true. It's so true.
Belladonna.
Yeah.
Brian is the one actually who has written all the jingles. So like the Tony the Tinker jingle, Game Time, all that stuff. And he just cranks this stuff out. And I'm like, dude, you're a miracle worker. Unbelievable. Yeah. And so we like to sing those too when it comes time to do those segments while we're recording as well. Yeah. So yeah. We have fun.
Your podcast is the one I think that has me like yelling to myself the most.
The puns of time.
Well, anytime there's a quiz or like there'll be moments where they're just talking and like, oh, who said that? I'm on the bus going, I know the answer. And everybody's like, what the fuck?
I love the puns of the puns of time that Brian does between you. By the way, how's the lag tonight, Jess? Is it okay? Are you keeping up with the lag? You know,
I think the lag's fine. I don't know. I swear to God, it's real. Everybody's like, you're full of shit, but I swear to God, it's real.
I actually had that suspicion on a couple of the quizzes. Where I'm like, I don't think Jess is that slow.
No.
But like,
and it's like every time that names comes through first, when I hear it, we're saying it at the exact same time. I'm just like, oh, whatever.
But like you, Jen, I have to say, sometimes I'm listening and I'm just there like, it's this or it's that. And you and Nabes, they're just like, house. I don't know. And then Brian comes in. It begins with a G. Harold. You know.
I know.
We are not very good at puns of time.
But then sometimes Brian reveals them. I'm there just like,
What?
huh?
What? Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, sometimes it takes me a minute too, and I'm
American
like,
humor, yeah.
Yeah.
it could be American humor. We're idiots.
It's true.
You're hilarious.
I don't know what I'm going to do once we're not wearing face masks now, though, because I've gotten used to like people not being able to see my mouth, and so like I'll be like walking around going, "It's Will Alcine, but my mouth is like I'm not making any noise, so I'm just going, just like by myself, just silently yelling in my mind, but because I have a mask on, nobody can tell. But when I don't have a mask, I'm just going to look like an insane person, just walking around with her mouth going,
oh my God.
Keep the mask, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, just keep the mask. I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to get like a really long...
and
yeah.
you can be crazy on public transportation and nobody will.
Yes.
I'm going to get one that lasts a long time, machine washable, and like get like some big Malkier Talks branding on it and just walk around with that on just for fun or something, you know?
Yeah.
I got a really cute mask for Jordan Con, and I can't get at it because I have my backdrop set up and it's like taped to my desk so that it doesn't move. So I can't reach it right now. But yeah, it's got the Great Serpent, and then inside it has the Flame of Tarvalin in like a circle with all of the colors of the Ajas. And
Nice.
I got it from an Etsy shop called Scary Terry's Crafts. She does all kinds of Wheel of Time stuff. So check her shit out, y'all, because it's awesome.
That sounds fantastic.
Here's something that I am really loving. This comment right here. Steading soul food.
So oh god, that came from so that's Matt Stagger in chat brought that up. This
is the one
that came up in a live. Was it? It was people were commenting, so it must have been a live stream. Must have been the last one I did with the Leaf Boys and Tree. And we got talking about food. It came up somewhere. Maybe it was an actual YouTube live stream, not a live Discord recording. And yeah, someone just came up and we were talking about, that was it. We were talking about Steading Sothu. And then someone was like, did you say soul food? Steading Sothu. And I was like, my God, that's a great restaurant name. That should be, if I, you know. And yes, the best, I'm the sexiest chef in Malkier, as coined by Jen. Thank you. In fact, I even have more proof of this.
Oh.
Because it's on an apron.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Sexiest chef. Oh, I love it.
So I got this for my birthday
so
recently.
good.
It's an apron. It's a real apron.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, man, that's awesome.
That is fantastic.
So when I actually start cooking again, because I've been terrible at cooking, I'm going to wear this apron when I cook.
Oh.
But yeah, so Jen crowned me Malkier's sexiest chef, and I said to our Malkier's sexiest chef with a restaurant called Steading Soul Food.
I
think
that is so good.
Fantastic
That's
name.
so fucking good.
My God.
Oh my God.
Like
I love it. Every part of it is great and perfect.
Yeah. Like going to Jordan Con, have like a what do you call it? Like a meal truck or something.
I was literally just gonna say you should start bringing a food truck around to like Wheel of Time related events.
Yes.
Fucking Steading Soul Food with the Malkier's sexiest chef. Oh my God.
Maybe that's
you would make so
Maybe
much fucking money.
I should quit my job, just set up a generic cart, call it Steading Soul Food, and then take it abroad to various Wheel of Time events, find a way to migrate with my equipment or rent equipment or something, and then go to the events as well, sort of thing, as they occur around the world, because there'll be more of them eventually.
Oh
so
yeah, especially once the show
Oh my
comes
god,
out.
that'd be that's just fun.
yeah. So what do you do by day? I run a food cart called Setting Soul Food. What do you do by night? I YouTube and
I stay up
on
all night
YouTube,
talking
yeah.
to people on the internet.
He's the Batman of Batman.
Malkier,
of the
sexiest Batman.
Wow! All the fandoms are colliding. Wow!
wow.
Oh
I love that. I love that.
okay. Well, all right. I know I told you guys some topics that we could talk about today, and the first one that I thought of was unexplored uses of the one power, like the ways that the one power could be used that just never came up in the books. Do you guys have any off the top of your head, or that you thought of before we started today?
Well,
Honestly, the first thing that springs to mind is bondage.
Okay, please elaborate.
I don't know why, but it is.
Please elaborate.
right.
Well, like
Ladies and gents,
sex stuff, right?
This is like
I mean, I
Tarvalon
assumed
After
it was
Dark.
sex
we're
stuff.
past the
Let's Be
first
Nerdy.
minute, right? We're good.
Yes, we're
This
past
is
the
Let's Be Nerdy After Dark, ladies and gents. Welcome to the
Yeah.
show.
Honest to God, I must be some kind of deviant because that is the first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind is that just like if you have the use of the one power, like you could just fucking, you'd have a lot of fun with that, right?
Oh Lord, look at this. 50 Shades of Grayman.
Oh,
Wow. Oh my
Well
gosh.
done.
oh
Well
my
done.
God.
Matt Stagger. That was
Oh Lord.
wow. That was something else. That one. That's yeah.
Yeah.
You know how
Wow.
I do.
Right out of the gate. Like, I thought you were about to give the exact what I was going to say, and then your last syllable changed everything. So I want to get, like, bondage. All right. So, like, you're basically just holding people down with it, or is there anything more specific that you're thinking?
I mean, I
feel like
suppose
they're
tying people up would be easier, wouldn't it? If you want to
tying
dangle,
people up.
like
A sex swing out of the one power, that is something that would
Okay.
absolutely be
I mean-
possible, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the limit is your perverted imagination.
Right. Yeah. Huh. Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm sorry
What?
about myself.
I mean, I don't.
Don't
perhaps
ever apologize.
I don't think it's in the books. I think it's hinted at. Grendel's pets, maybe.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I can see she seems to be the lady you would go and ask him that.
Yeah,
'cause
I imagine
reckon,
that she probably has that all locked down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Some of the
feel
Hot
that.
tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff like you were talking about in your last podcast about like what would you choose to be, like a Grendel's slave or a Damane? That was one of the things. And I'm like 100% with you on I'm not sure if it was you or I think both of you picked Grendel.
Yeah, Brian and I both said the same thing.
Yeah, because of course. But like, I think some of that, like if you could do that temporarily, that would also be kind of, yes. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Master Headache. But you could do some of that like compulsion temporarily for things like edging and stuff.
Yeah, see, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
So, this is not where I thought this was going to go, by the way.
I bet there's a way you can build compulsion in so that the safe word breaks the compulsion.
I bet you that, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be smart.
That's a great idea.
So you level compulsion, like, you can't do this or you can't do that, but not a case of like you're totally just hypnotized and you're just there like, okay, but you're it's like, oh, shut up. You say who it's happened to? The Aes Sedai was captured by the Shido, Galena.
Yeah,
and it's like, be quiet, and she just stops talking, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be like that. You could just, no, it would be like that. You could say, okay, you can't do this or you can't do that, but otherwise you're fine. But this will cancel if you say the safe word of, I don't know, kittens. I don't know, whatever it might be. So, yeah. Yes, Master Deck, Rob coming in with the consent. Yes.
Yes, I mean that's
Good
very
consent,
important.
boy.
Plus,
Yeah.
this also could be like I know several people, including Delusions of Grendel, are big advocates of the fact that, and I'm just going to put this up here while I'm saying this, full spoilers, because Grendel
Plug
gets
your
compulsed.
ears.
Yes, Grendel gets compulsed in the last book, and there are a lot of people who think that she's going to come out of that really easily. This could be a way that she does that, where she just always has it worked into any compulsion that she does, that there is a consent word, but she doesn't tell people because she doesn't usually care about consent, but she has that in there just in case it ever gets used against her. And it's a consent word that she knows. That could be a way that she breaks the compulsion that has like taken her over in the last book.
Mm-hmm.
That's
anyway.
interesting.
Yeah, I know, because this is a conversation that happens quite a fair bit about. Oh no, Grendel's going to get out of it, and people. Anyway, okay, this is interesting. This
Coming
is
in hot
seriously.
Yeah. I feel
in more ways than one.
Yeah,
I feel really boring now because I was going to be like, well, there's that standard of like, why didn't they make shields out of a standing flow or something? You know, just tie off a flow and then you've got a shield that's impenetrable and things like that. And yeah, and then Jess just puts me to shame with the
seriously.
yeah.
I'm just horny on Maine all the time. Sorry.
Okay, what I thought.
No, I like the idea of like having some kind of a shield or something like that.
Yeah.
It does feel like, particularly in like battle scenes and stuff like that, it really does seem like there are more opportunities for using the power for defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
That just aren't taken advantage of.
Yeah. Well, not even just defense, offense. Like the way that the Ashaman kill people by exploding them is disgusting and gross and great visual. It also would be probably much easier to just slice them. Like, why aren't they just slicing people? Like,
well, Mazrim Tame is a fucking drama queen. Though,
oh yeah, he is like that. I think that was his whole thing.
I think that really was like his whole thing was just the drama of it.
Yeah,
because he's that kind of bitch.
Agree. He wanted it to be the most gross, disgusting, gory kill as possible, but also it's inefficient. Like it's exploding people is less efficient than just I'm going to make a big knife with air and slice all of their heads off at once. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm going to go into a different movie for a second, but if you've ever seen, what's it called now? The Giant Monsters versus the Giant Robots movie. I love it. The sequel's weird, but it's still great. But the kaiju and...
Yes! What the hell?
It's shock and awe.
No, it's Guillermo del Toro, the movie with the kaiju that come out of the ocean and humans, for some stupid reason, decide to build robots to punch them in the face.
Giant robots. They're literally like, 30 stories high giant robots. Like,
Yes.
Pacific Rim. Thank you, Wolf Brother 7.
Thank you.
Anyway, it's like Pacific Rim. You see those, the advanced robots that have like these big, powerful weapon guns and missiles that shoot out and stuff. And then you see the ones that last for decades fighting. And what they got? Big fuck off giant sword, or I just battered them to hell with literally a big ball on a chain type situation, like the brutal stuff. And it is, you don't need these fancy things. Let's move them into a million pieces, or push them all down, or anything. It's just like just slice and dice them. So
it's true.
But that movie was fun. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say that movie was. I took a girl on a date to go see that movie, and I was so embarrassed the entire time. Like we're in line to get into the movie. I'm like, just so you know, this is like my inner 9-year-old really, really wants to see a monster punch a robot. That's all this is. Please don't judge me. Please don't judge me.
You know what? Put yourself out there, and if they don't like it.
Yeah,
later.
Here's the thing: like, if you take someone to a movie like that and they love it just as much as you love it, because look, it's giant monsters and giant robots, that's a match made in heaven. There, I mean, come on, you're on the same wavelength. That's got to be, So
yes.
Don't feel bad about that.
Continue.
Never feel bad about that.
If I could have taken someone on a date to see Pacific Rim, I'd have been a very happy guy. So,
Yes.
I don't care what she would have thought. I'd be like, that was a great movie.
That was fun. Yeah, it was.
Like,
it's a dumb movie though, but it's such a fun dumb movie.
It is.
Sometimes you just need that. Sometimes you just need shit blowing up and monsters and robots fighting each other and just giant explosions. And like sometimes you just need that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Sorry, but
Well,
I
going
did
back to
interrupt you.
Tame
Yes.
being
Yes.
a drama queen,
Mm-hmm.
I have to think that there's an element of like mental warfare happening there. Like, yeah, it would be effective to slice them all in half just in one fell swoop, but the whole like gigantic meat grinder thing is just like, I mean, you have to feel a little bit demoralized watching that whole thing go down, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It absolutely. I honestly, that's always been my headcanon, is he found the worst possible way to do it. But it also, like, I think they were exploding every human individually, which is just, that's also, like it bothers me because it's inefficient.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why he did it, but it's just, no, there's a much quicker way to kill all of them. I hate that I have done this in my mind, but
blow them all up at once. What the fuck?
To kill all of them. So yeah,
as Master Dex said, it's a good way to break the morale, but yeah, it's an inefficient weapon.
Yeah.
And if you were doing it to, let's say you're not attacking somewhere, but you're defending your own place.
Yeah.
Like, chopped up bodies has got to be easier. I'm getting a bit gross now, but chopped up bodies has got to be easier to clear up than the aftermath of
yeah,
like the meat grinder situation. Like,
yeah.
Like at that point, what do you like? You just got to go out there with shovels and wheelbarrows. Like,
I don't know. I feel like I'm out there with the one power, just being like this big wall of air, just pushing it around,
like into a hole,
and incinerate it done. You know.
The way they use the one power in battle, it, like, one of the things I know a lot of people were sort of, how do I say this, annoyed by Androl's sort of, like, he comes in and he does a bunch of stuff with the one power that nobody thought of. Like, I've heard people call it, like, it's Brandon Sanderson, using his magic system mumbo jumbo, or like voodoo on Wheel of Time. I personally found a lot of what Androl did really satisfying, because I was really annoyed with the lack of creativity with traveling, with gateways. Like you have a gateway. Nobody's thought to use this just to make phone calls. Nobody's thought to use this to spy. Nobody's thought, like, he's using it to cut things. Like, how has nobody thought of all of the things that I thought of? And I'm not saying that like I'm really amazing. It's literally, I'm not that smart. If I've thought of this, how come nobody else has thought of this?
I mean, surely everyone has read the books and looked at that gateway potential and gone, I wonder if you opened a gateway up behind the person who was sending something. Like, that has got to have been a question that's happened. Like, why everyone must have read gateways, started doing battles with gateways and stuff, and thought, you could just use that to redirect an attack, not necessarily back on the person who's doing it, but someone must have thought at least of that connection. Everyone must have thought of at least that connection. I would have thought.
Well, it makes me think of Portal, the game Portal.
Yeah.
Where you have to like strategically place your portal holes to do shit, like just like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they start doing stuff like that in the last battle, where they're like, I mean, not portals as much, but they're like opening gateways in the sky to spy on and I was like, finally people have, because I've been thinking of this ever since.
Flats on a table and, hide the other side. Yeah.
It was driving me crazy that nobody was being that, like, there's so many uses for a portal to another area, and it was driving me insane.
Kayla's saying, all right, I've clicked the wrong one. Andrew's an aberration. But the issue being that gateways take a lot of power. Yes, but they don't have to be giant gateways.
No, you can use like a tiny little gateway just to hear what's happening in another room.
Yeah, if you want to spy on somebody, it can be a teeny tiny little thing.
Yeah. Someone shoots a bolt of balefire at you, literally make it the size of the balefire.
Yeah.
That's all you've got to do.
That's it.
So,
open a gateway in someone's neck and you've killed them. Like,
it's just like, I'm sorry, just anywhere inside their body, open up a decent sized gateway, like literally that big, and you've wiped them out. I mean, that's a horrific way to go, but it's it's still, like we just talked about
in that scene where I do not remember what book it's in, but they're in that house. And I think it's Semiraj is the one who shows up and like blows a hole in the house. And isn't that what the one where they had a bunch of Trollocs and shit attacking the house, and then Luz Theron kind of took over and was doing all kinds of fucked up shit. Wasn't one of the things that he did, a
Death
gateway
gateways.
thing where it was like opening and closing.
Yeah, is death gateways. And that was, he wasn't even slicing them so much in half, which is also what you could do with gateways, but Trollocs can't go through gateways. So he was opening gateways, and then Trollocs were just, they would go through and they die. So they were like just basically appearing somewhere else dead. Sorry, I'm just laughing because I'm imagining like some farmer going like, what the fuck? Why is there a dead Trolloc?
Where the shit did this come from?
Yeah, like go to the kitchen, make a cup of coffee, serve my dinner, whatever it is, stew and I don't know, dumplings. I don't know, I'm making crap up there. Come back into the living room, like, why are there 3 dead Trollocs on my couch?
Yeah, like seriously, that's literally what would be happening all over Randland. Just dead Trollocs showing up everywhere.
Miss Sarah James has an idea why there was not much ideas about gateways to start with, and like maybe they're preoccupied, or only the stronger a link people can make them. I like point number 3. I think point number 3 is the real winner for me here. So thank you. They were so amazed they could travel; it never occurred to them to do anything else.
Yeah, I do agree that that's likely the reason, but it still frustrated me. Which is like when Angela showed up, I was just like, oh, thank God somebody's figured it out.
It's such a weird concept to me that nobody's thinking outside the box like that, because that's just the way that my brain works. That like, oh shit, look at all this other stuff that I can do with this shit,
I mean,
you know?
I suppose with the use of traveling and that, and they're setting up traveling grounds, and there's so much of the logistics of, well, where can gateways be opened? Where should we be opening them? The damage of a gateway, where should a gateway end up? Aes Sedai are all about rules and regulations and not hurting people. Yeah. That's probably, they were probably so focused on things like that really distracted them, I would say. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I think Marisu?
I think Marisu.
Marisu? We're going to say Marisu. Aes Sedai are trained to be uninventive with the one power they're taught getting creative gets you killed, which is another valid point.
Yeah.
You know, they definitely toe the line with that kind of shit, which is another thing that's kind of annoying to me.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties in with my whole issue with the Green Aja. Now, I'm green as shit, and I will always be like ride or die green. But why didn't they have a program where Green Aja were like taking like turns going to the Blight and practicing battle weaves and shit, killing Darkspawn on the Blight border? Like, you're supposed to be getting ready for Tarmon Gai'dan, and you're not actually getting ready. You're standing ready for something, but it sure should ain't Tarmon Gai'dan.
You're standing ready for the next cup of tea, aren't you, basically?
Yeah.
So. Standing ready to get like boned down with their warders. Like,
yeah.
Look, I get it, but come on.
Yeah. Well, all of the Ajas failed in some way. Like, I'm brown, and I'm annoyed with the lack of research that went into things. Like that, it just like the fact, and this is the big one in my mind, but the fact that they just sort of gave up on figuring out how to deal with male channelers, they just gave that up. They're like, we tried for 300 years. Let's stop. I said I lived for 300 years. That's one lifetime. Like they tried
one lifetime.
We're
talking.
For some reason, I was like,
years.
"That's one Aes Sedai." It's not. It's a group of Aes Sedai. I was about to say that's one Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. There's more. All the Browns are doing it. I imagine. You know. So.
Yeah, but like just like in human history, like people tried to fly for hundreds of years. Like that's like hundreds of years. That's in a human lifetime. That's several generations. They just gave up on male channelers just completely, and it upsets me. And to me, that's a failing of both the brown and the yellows. Like they should have just been constantly, every time they stilled a guy, and I do agree that the men had to be stilled, but every time they should have been like, and now we're going to see what we can do to help you. We're going to try, and we're going to try until you're dead. We're not just going to like follow you around and make sure you don't kill yourself. We're going to try and help you. Like that should have been. It bothers me. It bothers me. You don't give up.
I'm right there with you. It sort of the White Tower's absolute just worship of the status quo has always driven me nuts, because you know, it's just fucking like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Yeah.
You need to get somebody in there who's just like a, you know, trained in continuous process improvement or some shit. Like, get your fucking like Kanban board up there or some shit and do something. Michael makes a good point here. I think particularly about the Black Aja.
Yeah. I was just
having
about to say
been in
this,
there,
actually.
Yeah, for so long, just subverting everything, which is probably a good part of why the green and everybody else are not as
Yeah, I
useful
bet
as they should be.
anytime there was any sort of progressive person that was like, huh, maybe we shouldn't completely ignore herbs and allow people to learn how to heal themselves, and maybe we should research into, like, there would be black eyes would be like, no, and then come up with some stupid.
They come up with, well, and it's sort of like, okay, why are the browns not opening schools? Why are the yellows not opening hospitals? Like, that's one of the things that always has blown my mind is your name literally means servant of all. Who are you serving?
Yeah, exactly.
The Black Aja, apparently, even though you don't know it. Like,
yeah.
It's not great.
No, it really isn't. Oh, okay. So I want to say my thing that I thought of, and I'm actually should qualify that. I didn't think of this. This was a comment on one of my videos, and this is what I thought you were about to say, Jess, was a different type of bonding. So, like, we know that we've got the bonding between Warder and Aes Sedai, and then we have the Aiel who are able to bond people as first sisters. Like, if they are able to bond people who can't channel, I'm surprised that in the Aiel, even, they didn't think of this between couples. Like, there's no, like, oh, we're a couple. We would like to also have a mystical, magical bond where we have a sense of each other. Can we go to, like, as part of the marriage ceremony or something? I think that would be something that a lot of people would like as part of their, like, if there's something like magic in the One Power, as part of your marriage ceremony, you go to a channeler and they create a mystical bond between you. I'm not even quite sure what the first sister bond gives you. Like, you just sort of have a sense of the other person. But I think most couples would want that. Or a lot of couples would want that.
Is that all it is? Yeah, I guess that is what the first sister bond is. Isn't it?
Well, because it doesn't
really about it that way.
It doesn't really give them like it's not like the Warder bond where you can feel each other's emotions, but they feel some sort of deeper kinship because of their exactly. Sorry.
Also, can I lower the tone for just half a second? Kev, seriously? Like, weave names, sex weave names. I'm sorry to bring it back to the original post, but Kev, man, wow. Like,
that's good shit, Kev. Well done.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the one Kaylee in chat as well? I did a shipping one on the end of Malkier, and we had one for, oh god, what was the pairing? It was with Aram, and I can't remember who the other person was. And Kev commented on the video afterwards. He's such a genius with names like this. And he's like, you really missed out the opportunity to be like, time to toss to Tinker. So.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Oh, damn it.
That's good. That's good.
But anyway, to bonds. Back to bonds.
Oh,
here's a good thought.
Sorry. Yes. I was going to bring this one up as well. Yeah.
I do. I like the fact that the bonds tend to go. Well, the bond that we were most aware of, or the most spend time with, is the Warder bond, and it gives it has a power dynamic in it. I am not a fan of that. But the other bonds that are equal, I like if people are going into them willingly as a. I just want to have a magical connection to you somehow. I think that I can see that being a thing. Like in the real world, people seek out religion for some sort of mystical part of their romantic bonds. I find it odd that this isn't something in the world of Wheel of Time, where the One Power is kind of the religion.
I mean, I see your point, but also a large portion of the population don't understand it and are afraid of it.
Yes.
So I think in a world where it was better understood and the Aes Sedai were better understood, I mean, I've said from the get-go that the White Tower needs better branding and PR management. But, I think in a world where all of that was better understood and accepted, I think that could potentially be a thing. But, in Randland as it exists in the story, I don't know
Well, that's why I think it's weird that the Aiel didn't do it, because they already have people who go to the wise ones for first sister bonding. So it's weird to me that that's the only one that they thought of. They didn't think of, well, these two people are really in love, and they like, we won't do the first thing. We aren't going to pretend that they went in the same womb. We'll just come up with another ceremony that ties them together. Like, it's odd to me that they only thought of that one ceremony.
You know, and I'm thinking about it, and I love my husband more than anything on the planet. I don't know if I would want to be jacked into him all the time.
Yeah.
You know? It's like...
Well, what is it that, like, what exactly do Avienda and Elaine feel? There's something, but I don't think they feel each other's emotions the way a water bond is. They just have sort of a sense of each other. Oh, thanks.
So, like...
I think they just it's a magical, deeper connection. But I don't think that, like, when Avienda's angry, I don't think that Elaine can sense that she's angry. Am I wrong about this? I'm looking in the comments.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that being part of it. That's part of the water bond, but I don't think that's part of the first sister bond.
No, I think there's just you can kind of sense the other person in terms of, like, at a distance, you know your sister's okay type situation.
Yeah.
And close together, that is just, that feeling is stronger, and then it's kind of,
Yeah.
Just
so
it just feel closer to each other types, thing. You can. Yeah. It's not like I can pick anything out about the other person, how they're feeling physically or anything like that. Like, I can just sense them and feel them in a, I suppose, generic way.
Yeah.
I could probably jive with that. I'm just thinking neither of us wants to feel each other's existential angst all the time. We've got enough on our hands with our own.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that with anyone. That alone. To me, that even gets into that whole Perrin and smelling everybody's emotions thing. Like, that feels invasive to me.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And then all of the bad choices that he made in interacting with Faile.
Yeah.
I didn't even because he's working under the assumption that because she smells a certain way. That she's, upset or whatever, when in point of fact, that's not how she's going to handle the situation.
No. And he also just never told her, which just drives me insane. Although, I've talked about this, I don't fully blame him on that, because I don't think he's aware that he suddenly knows things that he shouldn't know. But the fact that he doesn't tell her means that she's reacting to him, reacting to her, reacting to something that she doesn't know that she's putting out. Like, it's a whole...
And honestly... if he told her, I can smell your emotions, and then he starts acting like a jackass, she could be like, are you fucking smelling my emotions again?
Yeah.
Ask me. Don't smell me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Ask
and I mean,
me,
I feel
don't
that
smell me.
That's something that bothers me about Perrin and Faile's relationship, too, is that, not only is their communication bad, but it's like they don't tell each other, like, important stuff about each other. And, like, if you're gonna marry somebody, you really need to be able to sort of open up that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
You need to be able to, like, share that shit, even if you never tell another soul.
Yeah.
Just
as I said, like, I am not a huge Perrin stan. In this one thing, I think he's wrong, but I think he hasn't. The other stuff we see him figuring out, like, I can see better than other people. I can hear better than other people. He just starts smelling people's emotions and he accepts it as it's normal. I don't think he ever fully got that, oh, this is weird. I don't think he just was like, I know that person's scared, so I'm going to react to their scare. Like, it's never a thing of, oh, I now know people's emotions because I am part wolf. Like that. I don't think he fully ever got that.
You don't think he ever made that connection?
He told her everything else. He didn't tell her that one thing. And it's very weird to me that he left that out. The only reason, there's only two possible reasons, and one of them is that he intentionally thought, I'm going to keep this private so that I have secret knowledge. The other reason is he didn't get it. And I don't think he thought of it.
No, he doesn't seem like the kind of person who would be like, I'm going to keep this because I feel like I have a leg up on other people. That's just not his style. So, but I mean, okay, so let's say that he doesn't realize that this is... Sorry, go ahead.
Maybe he thought it was too much. I mean, there's a certain point,
Okay.
I suppose, where you've got to be concerned. All right, I'm burying my soul to my wife, but at what stage do you want to share all your anxieties and worries? And then, like, there's got to be a line somewhere where you'd be like, well, okay, if I start sharing this detail, then that's going to be overshare is not the right word, but going to go from I'm sharing all of my worries and concerns with you to I'm actually going to scare you, terrify you, and
Right.
make you run away almost. Or are you going to have that fear that is going to be the reaction? I suppose there is that line.
See, I mean, that is
know.
possible. I still think he just didn't get it. I think he thought all of my senses are heightened. I smell better than other people. I think in his mind, it's everybody can smell this. I just have it better than everybody else. But he hasn't realized that nobody else has this. Because all of his,
well,
none of
you
his
think
others,
that going through the first 2 decades of his life, he would know that he had never smelled anybody's emotions before.
Yeah.
And remind me, did he ever tell her that he was a wolf brother?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
He tells her in The Shadow Rising, and he tells her like pretty much everything. This is the only thing he doesn't say is and I also I am suddenly a Betazoid. Like, he doesn't pull that out.
So he can tell his wife that he is a wolf on the inside, but he can't tell her that he can smell emotions.
Yeah.
And it seems to me like the whole I'm a wolf on the inside part would be a bigger bomb drop than I can sense people's emotions.
Yeah.
Okay, so
especially after you tell about the wolf thing, and then even if you don't get it, she's like, "Do you think that's part of the wolf thing?" Oh, light bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, there's one thing to say. Okay, so I'm basically part animal for one, and I can talk to animals, and I can enter like this dream thing. And there's another one to say, like, I know how you're feeling every second of every day when you're within smelling distance of me, even if it's just for a nanosecond, even if you don't realize you're feeling that way.
Yeah. That is a weird thing to say.
There's a sharing, and then there's I'm going to share something that involves a complete and an utter invasion of your privacy that you cannot control and cannot stop me doing. I mean,
but don't you think that because, like, at that point, that invasion of privacy is non-consensual because she doesn't know that he's doing it? Yeah. That is very intimate. It is very personal. It's very much, okay, I know exactly how you're feeling every nanosecond of every day. She doesn't know that. It's like she doesn't even have awareness. And obviously, it's not something that he can turn off. But, he still has this window into her, mind and emotions. And she doesn't know that he's there. And that feels very invasive to me.
That's true. Yeah, it's very true, yeah. I don't know. It's an odd one, isn't it?
It is one of the. I think it's the reason there's so much hate for Faile is because we are seeing all of, like, I have flashes of anger every, a person like
Kev, yeah, there we go. Yeah, just herbal scent. Yeah, it's very true.
Yes, exactly. But,
that is something she could have done. Yes.
Yeah. I put a rant on my Discord the other day about the buses at a specific bus stop that I have to catch every Friday in Korea. Drives me insane. I go into a rage at that bus stop for about 30 seconds every Friday. If you were standing beside me and you sniffed me, you would be like, "Oh God, she's turned into a murderer right now." Like, but I don't. There's nothing on my face. I'm not gonna do anything about it. Yeah, exactly. And that it's just the fact that her emotions seem to vacillate makes her seem like she's psychotic. Because
but everybody's emotions are like that.
Exactly. I mean,
and some people more than others. I have ADHD, which means I have trouble regulating my emotions. So if he could smell me, he would probably be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like, I'm all over the place on the inside, man. Yeah. But
I think that's why there's so much hate for Faile, though, is because we see her through his perspective, and she seems psychotic.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I like this idea. Because Faile is very much on that fucking like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? That spy bullshit. That's not the word I wanted to use. Espionage bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So, Faile is smart, and she would be able to come up with ways to use that sense of his
100%.
to like give them such an advantage on shit. Because Perrin, like, he's a nice guy, he has good intentions, he's not necessarily like the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Yeah.
And like his smart fucking wife would be like, okay, so now I need you to go sniff this guy, tell me what he's feeling, and then I will use my superior intellect and fucking experience in court to extrapolate this other amazing bullshit. Like, fuck yeah.
Yes.
Unstoppable.
100%. And like, I actually headcanon it that he eventually figures it out. Again, like I said, I headcanon it that he hasn't realized that this is a weird thing. So I headcanon it that he eventually figures it out and tells her about it, which is one of the reasons I'm okay with them as a couple, because I think that that is such a big part of what their problem is, that he will be like, oh, suddenly I need to explain this to you because I figured out why we have so much conflict. Like,
yeah, if Perrin didn't allow it to affect the way he looked at things so much, because he does, you know, it's part of his inner monologue. Oh, she smells like this, that person smells like that. And he then reacts differently because of it. If he didn't do that and just was like, everyone smells like this, but, you know, I'm going to take them at face value because they don't have it, or anything of that sort of thought process, I don't think anyone would care that he never shared it. I don't think it would matter.
It's like he takes it part way of that, getting to that place where you can sift through all of that input that you're getting and use the stuff that's useful. He gets part way there, but it's not far enough, because it's like he takes in everything and he thinks everything means something and reacts accordingly, instead of taking that next step and being like, okay, well, I'm getting this. This is important. This is not. I'm going to handle it this way. And
especially with her, he takes it as if it's like it's done to him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Kev, thank you, because this has just given me a light bulb moment going back to our original topic. So possible uses for the one power. Kev puts in chat, I wonder if people could learn to imitate the smell of certain emotions.
Yeah.
If they do, it was a thing he was doing, or people could do, like if you got Wolf Rubbers a lot. Imagine if you could use the one power to manipulate how you smell.
Yeah.
And then to demonstrate through your smell a different emotion to how you're actually feeling, to another way to present strength in a moment of fear and anxiety.
I like that.
Yeah. Like,
if
we
Wolf
know
Rubbers
that
became a big if it became a common thing, Wolf Rubbers were everywhere type thing, which I feel like the door was open for that to happen post last battle. So
yeah, because we know that like Grendel did that with her Straith gown. Like, she could manipulate her emotions to change the color.
There we go.
That's a fashion choice. Like, can you imagine
the fucking mood dress? Are you kidding me? I love it.
I'm sorry. Who thought of that? Like, here, wear this. Let everybody know what you're feeling all the time. Like, turn everyone into a wolf brother.
You have iron control over your emotions, you know?
No. Like, that's such a weird fashion choice to me. But okay. Anyway, so yes, that was. How did we get on to Perrin? Oh, I know, the bond. That was it.
Bond,
yeah, that is a big thing for me. Oh, I know one of the reasons why I have headcanon that he hasn't thought of it is just because, to me, smell is such a passive emotion. It's like, you know, I leave my apartment. My apartment smells like me. And then I go out into the hallway, and my hallway smells like my hallway. And then I go outside, and the outside smells like outside. But I don't consciously think of that. Like, the smells are different. Right?
Oh God, I do.
Oh, but I don't. Like, unless it's weird. Like, unless it's bizarre. If I come into the hallway and someone's cooking, it's like, oh, the hallway doesn't smell like the hallway. But unless it doesn't smell like it normally smells, I don't pay attention to smell.
The only place that doesn't have a smell is my house. Every other place has a smell, and I always notice it. Even places that I am all the time, like my office, it smells like the office. Like, maybe that's an ADHD thing. My fucking senses are all over the place. But yeah, that's funny, because I notice the smell of everything.
That's interesting.
No, it's true. You can walk in places and you tend to smell more if it's not what it normally smells like. But I can, it's a weird, it's going to sound really bad. I can walk into, you have those walk-in chiller units, walk-in fridge freeze, whatever you want to call them, in restaurants and kitchens and things like that.
Yeah.
I can walk in and without digging into things, you can smell. I'm not talking about food that's gone rotten. You could literally smell whether the place is cleaned properly or not, because you can smell things like mold in a walk-in fridge. You can smell things, just crap build up in the corners and stuff like that. So
the same thing when I was working at Starbucks. I could always tell if somebody had gone in and actually killed, like cleaned the milk fridges and stuff. You could always tell, just a little bit. Nothing was bad in there, but milk spills and. But
in general, I think you have to try to focus. I mean, obviously, Jess doesn't. Jess, you have a superpower. Nice. You're aware of your olfactory senses. Is that the right word?
Call me Perrin, I guess.
No, because you don't manipulate the rest of us without
that's true.
Without telling
as far as you know.
Well, can you smell me right now? There is no olfactory sense in my mic. I'll tell you that right now. And just be glad there isn't.
Oh, no.
Take a shower.
Oh no!
I'm joking. I actually showered before the stream. So.
Ah, nice job.
He targeted
hygiene.
But yeah, it's a passive sense that people don't really pay a lot of attention to. I only use it at specific, like, I live alone, so I don't fill up my rubbish bin very often. Like it takes a while to fill up. Obviously, I recycle as much as possible and things like that. So occasionally I'll walk in and think, oh, I need to change the bin. And it's not full, but it's just what's in there has been sat in there for 2.5 weeks. And
it's time to go.
It's time to go out into the main bin and go to be collected. So I use it for things like that. But I don't think about generally just walking around. I just kind of ignore it, don't you? So
I was thinking as you were talking, one of the times I remember smell the most, I went to a movie with a friend of mine. And he was sitting beside me, and for like 10 minutes, I was really anxious. I was like, something's wrong. It finally hit me that he smelled different. And I was like, you don't smell like you. I didn't know that I knew what you smelled like until you didn't smell like you.
Until you didn't smell like you anymore.
It's really weird. And he's like, yeah, I just came from having sex. I'm sorry.
Oh, so you don't smell like you. You smell like the other person.
The other person. He smelled like the person he had sex with.
I have just learned a lot about you right now. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah.
It was such a weird thing. I had no idea until that moment that I was aware of what he smelled like until...
So you can't just take a bird bath before you leave the house, bud? What are you doing?
Not. Just came to the movies with me.
Yeah, sorry. So, like, I'm going to the movies now. Bye.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess that was what happened.
Got to have been odd as well, hasn't it?
Oh my god!
That was one of the few times I was very aware of smell when I figured it out.
Please tell me they walked in just being like, Woody from the out the box moment type thing.
No, I think he wasn't going to tell me until
you were like, dude,
why do you smell weird? Ah, fuck.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, pretty much.
Love it.
When he could have absolutely been like, I don't know what you're talking about.
He could have.
I changed my soap.
Yes, that's what it is.
It's sex soap.
It's laundry day, and I haven't been to the laundrette yet. So I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we were good. Sorry, I'm seeing Mandarb's asking me, why did he tell me? We were really good friends. But, okay, there's a whole thing. He was gay. He wasn't really out at the moment, so I think he was still kind of shy about that sort of thing. So we were good friends. So I think he would have been comfortable telling me in other circumstances, but it just was a case of he was probably still feeling a little bit. This is a long time ago. This is 2000. Like there's a lot. Anyway, all of that is beyond the point. Do you have any other unexplored uses of the power in your
sonic
clean
showers.
Yourself so you don't smell like sex before you go to the movies?
Yes, it's sonic shower, exactly. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, using it for showers, but even other just mundane things like for cleaning anything, really, like disinfecting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's got to be some kind of weave that disinfects. Combination of air and fire and I don't know, water. It's got to be some.
Yeah, there's got to be something.
Yeah, something just attracts bacteria and mold and grime and dirt. You know, it's got to be something that attracts dirt and all other nasty things that you want cleaned off your kitchen side. So
my mind just went, yes, more food. Absolutely. My mind just went completely like into practicalities of things of just, okay, so we've like the last battle has happened. The Aes Sedai, like the tower just makes its money mostly from getting tribute from kingdoms. They could also, quote unquote, like they're novices and accepted now that they have traveling, going out and doing services like that. Oh, you opened a store, you need a disinfectant? Here, have a novice for a day. Like ways to make money for the tower that aren't revolving around kingdoms just giving them money for no reason. Like,
I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a permanent gateway opened up.
And so this was my idea.
Drop a Tuki on Shale Ghul.
So you do a poop and you just poop right on Shale Ghul. Fuck you, Dark One.
Oh, Lord. Wow. Yes, gateway toilets. I guess I was going to say, where would you gateway them to? I would be so scared of a gateway toilet. I'm scared of outhouse.
I would be scared that somebody would gateway toilet on me and I'd be like, look, I'm sorry about whatever it is that I did.
I know what you need to do. You need to ban the use of skimming for traveling and only open skimming gateways on a horizontal way rather than vertical. And then the golem would have company because everyone would just be forever dropping a duke through this. Exactly. Go do your duty, folks, and give the golem some company.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Oh, we are so...
This is good. This is good shit.
Do you know why? Yeah, because he deserves that shit right there. That's why.
He does.
He definitely deserves that shit. He definitely does. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, especially Kayla, if he is played by Henry Cavill, which I believe is your desire. So,
can you imagine that? No, just here we go. I've got the final ending for the final season. Everything's done and dusted. Obviously, we're full spoilers here, folks. You know, just to remind you there, by the way. So, you know, full spoilers. Beware if you're still watching or you've just popped in, you don't realize. But at the end of the series, the last battle's been won. You know, Rand walks off into the distance, and we get that stupid, like, well, I know that you know that you know that we know that I know that you know, but we're not telling anybody situation. And then suddenly you get the end credits, but you get a little last minute end credit scene, and it is just Henry Cavill there, just being like, just falling through infinity, and then he just goes. And there's a poop just goes past him.
Oh, I was thinking it just landed on his head, but yes, there you go.
And that would be it. And you'd be like,
oh, that's good.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I think that is a great moment to end this particular segment of the conversation on Henry Cavill and poop. But the second topic that I believe I mentioned to you was, what do we think characters are doing after the end of the books? Now, I'm going to actually see if I can get this to work. No, where is it? There. Okay. I have here a spinning wheel of...
Oh, nice.
Of what I sort of thought of as second tier characters, so that we have to get a bit more creative than, oh, Elaine is running her kingdom, you know, so we have to think a bit
Rand
more.
is dodging child support.
Yes. Okay, so we could have gotten real creative with that. But yes, so I'm going to spin the wheel now and see who we can think of.
I don't know if this is better than the wheel I use or worse. Like, well, just to be clear, it's still a great wheel, but I don't know. Like, I love the way the name pops up at the end there, like at the bottom. You know, like the wheel I use, it pops up across the whole thing. So it's a nicer wheel in some ways, I gotta say.
I liked it because it didn't have ads all around it. All the other wheels just had ads everywhere. So.
Yeah, when I use my wheel, I'm like, right, crop the screen that I'm collecting, you know, just so it's just the wheel. So yeah, I totally feel that pain.
Yeah.
Rain.
Rain. So, He is the leader of the Tinkers.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the whatever, but anyway, he's a leader of the Tinkers. What do we think he is doing after the last battle?
I think that he becomes a singer-songwriter because they cannot find the song, and he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to write it.
Okay. All right.
I think that oh gosh, I'm trying to think of something better than a singer-songwriter. I'm just go,
Thank you. This is the word I was looking for. He's the seeker, or the
seeker.
Mahdi. The Mahdi. These are the words.
Yes.
I couldn't remember the right.
He's
word.
also
People
Arm's
remember that
grandfather.
because it was a question in the quiz the other day.
Yes.
Oh God, I don't know.
Sorry. Thank you. Sorry.
Sarah James, I'm going to take that. I love that. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
He becomes a tailor, a soldier, and then
Somebody asked-
no. So basically, he's Garrick from Deep Space Nine.
Ooh. Yes.
Somebody asked about that during the Ask a Tinker segment on Tarvalin After Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Were you in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy? And Brian's like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it sucks. Or something to that effect.
I love some of the
Really
questions for Ask a Tinker. They're brilliant.
I know.
Yeah.
So, people are playing with us in that space, and it's great.
It is fantastic.
Anyway.
Okay, so we've got songwriter, we've got Tailor Spy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Because I think it's sort of like, there is no song, or they're wrong. Discovers Nicki Minaj. I love our community. Sorry. Yes, and it's the song. WAP is the song. Confirmed. It is now canon.
And
That's canon.
And he performs it in the style of Jack Black.
Oh!
And if you haven't seen Jack Black do that, oh my God, it's the only time I've ever listened to that song, because someone's like, you got to watch Jack Black. He's done a performance of it. And I had heard the song, but I'd not listened to the song in full or anything. And I sat and watched Jack Black perform that, and I was like, that has got to be one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. That is so funny. That's brilliant. So
yeah.
I need to find that because I love Jack Black. Did you know that his mom worked for NASA?
I just learned this too.
Yeah, his mom was like this big, like fucking important person on was it the Apollo 13 mission or some shit?
Wow.
Like a programmer or something? Yeah, his mom, complete badass. Actually went to work when she was in labor, got a bunch of shit to take home, and then went and gave birth to him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
It was wild.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Now we have a real answer here. Does become a spy in Shanshan territory. I have a whole my post-book headcanon is all about the Shanshan and freeing Damani and this dismantling of slavery. This I could see actually being interesting.
I like this.
The Tinkers basically are given one of the reasons the Tinkers like being in Shanshan territory is they are safe there. It could be they are part of running the Underground Railroad which is part of my headcanon for freeing Damani.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I think you win. You win.
And honestly, that seems like it would be just so up their alley.
Yeah. I would. It very much would be. Okay. All right. Let's try another one if I can once again find it. There we go. Oh, it's much easier to find it the second time.
I'll show you how to keep it into when you want to get rid of it. Let me know, and I'll tell you which button to push and.
Okay.
You don't have to re-add it every time, Jen. So.
That would be nice. Yes, you are the stream master. So
no, I've just done too much of Leafcast with StreamYards.
All right. So let's see what we get again.
What do we get from this sexy wheel?
Elise.
She's
the leader of the kin, I believe.
All right, so
Okay, so what do I do to get rid of this?
Hit the third button along where it's just those two small squares with heads in.
Where? The third button along with just...
Yeah, you got those, with the heads. There you go. And it stays, and you can just hit the second to last one, and it will bring it back up like that. There you go.
Thank
You're welcome.
Genius.
So much.
Sorry, folks, just sharing some live knowledge there. You'll have no
Yes.
idea what we're talking about because you can't see all the backstage stuff. Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Okay, so Elise, she's the one who found Nynaeve's hat when Nynaeve was like, "You bet you can't find my hat," and then she found her hat. That's this lady. So
Okay. I mean, we're getting some pandering going on in chat. I mean, I don't know if you can check out that, Jess, what Max Dagger's just put in. So
she starts a podcast. Nice.
That's what
Very
Matt
nice.
Stagger says Elise does. So,
Nice.
Yes.
all right. Elise. I see Elise starting some kind of, I don't know, school or something of that sort of nature. Not necessarily a school for like the schools that Rand has set up, but perhaps just a school for life skills.
Oh, okay.
Or
like
for
a life
people,
coach?
like a life coach type situation, because she seems to can just organize everyone at the drop of a hat and get productive things happening out of it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of along those lines, I feel like her continuing the kind of community that they had with women who weren't allowed to stay in the tower, but maybe kind of expand it, work with the blessing and cooperation of the tower, and so women who aren't powerful enough to become Aes Sedai, women who don't want to, women who decide that they want to walk away, and then can still like teach them how to live as a woman who can channel the one power and not sort of
I think so.
Everything up.
Yeah. I think she could also be part of the, like, one of the things we were talking about before is the Aes Sedai, their stupid isolation from the rest of the world, right? She could be part, like a great liaison, because she's very good at that sort of stuff between like, oh, you yellows suddenly actually want to start helping people. I know exactly how to get you out there because I have been doing this already for a while. Like she could be part of that.
Required internships when you get raised to accept it.
Ooh,
and Elise is in charge of it.
I like that too. Yes. That's really
public,
cool.
like community service shit.
Yes.
This is a good one.
The public tower liaison.
Yeah. What was the one you saw there? Yeah. There's going to be some definite PTSD. There's definitely going to be some of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everybody in this book is going to need therapy. Like they already need therapy, but they're going to need even more therapy.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another one I saw Kayla put there. Where was it? We were going so fast.
That one?
Yeah. Which is that's an interesting idea. Like, why with Galad?
Well, she followed up with this.
Okay. Don't want anything to do with the White Tower. It's okay. Yeah, I can see that. I like
that, and I feel like by the end of the series, Galad is really kind of starting to get out of that whole lawful good black and white thinking. He's starting to embrace the gray area, and you know, I feel like the logical steps beyond that are going to be to reconcile the fact that his mother and his sister are both able to channel the power, even though Morgase is very weak. He knows that they're not dark friends. He knows that they're not bad people. He knows other Aes Sedai who are not bad people. So he can he's going to get to a point where he's going to be able to reconcile all that stuff. And, you know, it's probably going to be an enormous undertaking. But my whole headcanon is by the end of it, he is going to rehabilitate the White Cloaks so they're less like Monty Python's Spanish Inquisition and more sort of, you know, an actual force that is looking for actual real dark friends. Actual ones.
Yeah. This was another one I saw that looks interesting. So when they start retiring the Oath Rod, because, you know, they know that the Oath Rod kills them, she is some sort of, helps them wilders and potential, because she's good at that as well, finding people. So, because that's one thing the Aes Sedai also didn't have. They had no recruiting practice.
No recruiting. What a great fucking strategy. Let's just wait for them to come to us.
Yeah.
Like that's like having a business and not advertising the jobs that you have available.
I know, right? Like, no, we don't have a job website. What are you talking about? Why would we do that?
People just walk in and be like, can I get a job here? I have no idea if you're looking whatsoever, and I have no idea what jobs you do here, but can I have a job here? You know, like,
it's like, here, put on this stupid dress and let's see what happens. I hope you like getting spanked.
Sorry. Oh, okay. All right. Let's move on. Oh, so I just push it.
the second to last button of those buttons with all the heads and things.
Okay. Because I was like, when I go over it there, it tries to tell me to remove it. Okay.
No, yeah. There you go.
All right. So I'm going to remove Elise from the wheel, and let's see who we get next.
Dum, 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 dum.
All right. And sorry. Okay. Andro.
Well, I think he opened a Twitter account, and it's just the best Twitter account overall, I think.
I agree with that as well.
No.
100%.
Yes.
No, in all seriousness. I think he becomes, I want to say that he becomes the liaison between the White Tower and the Black Tower. I feel that between him and Pavara, they're like, we becomes Radland UPS. My God, that's brilliant. But no, their relationship at the end, although it started out shitty, by the end I can see it moving in a good direction. That was kind of my feels of it at the end, and I see because of the way they finish out, they can go back to their respective towers and be like, look, we can do it, you should do it, and they're the bridge that links the towers. I think that becomes their role, and he gets a fairly strong position of power out of it in the long term. So
I think Andril and Pravara as a crime-fighting duo is a TV show that I watch the shit out of.
Yes. I wanted to have like a very 80s theme song where they like do a back-to-back thing.
Kind of almost Miami Vice kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes.
I like this idea from Kayla, Infiltrators Who Undermine the Shanshan. That's awesome.
That is interesting. I never even included them in my, because I have a whole thing with that. I've never included Andril and Pravara in that. That's kind of interesting.
And I like this one too, because it does seem like he has sort of the temperament and I guess temperament is a bad word, but I feel like he has leadership qualities if somebody takes the time to develop them, and I feel like he would be very good in a role like that.
Yes. Yeah. He's also, like, as I said before, one of the reasons I like him is because he's a person who thinks outside the box. That's the number one gateway toys salesman. God. But yeah, he thinks outside of the box with the one power. So he would be the one who's thinking, like, he thought with gateways, I know I can use gateways to perfectly slice my leather. Nobody thought of using gateways for that, even though we saw throughout the books that they were really good at cutting things. So, somebody comes up with an idea of the power and he's like, hey, did you think about doing it for this? Try using it for this. Like, he would be really good with that. So.
Love it. Yeah. Just on that gateway toilet salesman thing, like, if you had a gateway toilet, you could never remodel your bathroom yourself. You would always have to call in the professionals.
That's what I was actually thinking about this. Would he think of a way to make a portable gateway? Because
a gateway that's movable is fixed to an object, and then is that doable, do you think?
I don't know if it's doable. Like, I mean, I can decide that it's my headcanon that it's doable, but I don't know if actually it works with the magic of the world. Because you're right, yeah. If you have like a gateway toilet, then you can do whatever you want to the house, but the toilet has to stay in that one spot forever.
Well, they have would you be able to put a gateway in a stasis box?
I don't. Sorry, we have not frozen. No. All of us are just thinking really hard.
I mean, I'm just going to bring up Miss James' comments here. So, relative motion, for example, what she's saying, there's the Earth moves, obviously. So technically, they move as the Earth rotates.
Yes.
Same as I've heard the theory that because so time travel is not just going back in time, but you have to, you're physically moving as well. But planet Earth moves around the cosmos. Our solar system moves around the cosmos. The sun is not one point that never ever moves type thing, and the planet just goes round and round and round. Like the whole thing is then spinning around the Milky Way, and the Milky Way is spinning around other things and such. So you'd actually have to like physically move to another point. Yeah, gateways kind of fit into that. So if you can figure out how they move with the Earth, and yes, and gateways are death gates are moving gateways as well. So if you can find the link between those two things, yes, you could find a movable gateway. I reckon it's doable.
There's also this though. Don't they become? I think that this is true. They become unstable over time. I think like that's why you need somebody to maintain it. They don't just like if you just leave a gateway open, the weave will eventually dissipate. I'm wondering too if I'm making that up because I feel like that's canon, but I don't know. I can't remember where it's canon from.
I mean, isn't that? Well, no, I'm thinking about the remnants of the weaves.
Yeah.
Because remember that one scene where they did a gateway? I think this is after the Bowl of the Winds. They did a gateway, and then Avienda who was like picking it apart so that people would be able to follow them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they couldn't read the residual weaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a different thing. Yeah. See that now this is true because they are attached to a point on the planet, which that's true. But if I take this to its like most extreme, if you can attach it to a point on the planet, you should be able to then also attach it to a point that's on the point on the planet. There's if the planet Earth is a moving thing in space, if we are going with this toilet thing, the toilet is a moving object on a moving thing in space. If you can attach a gateway to a moving object in space, then
you could attach it to a moving object on
the moving
object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And in all seriousness, the way you then, because gateways are, by the end are created anywhere, facing any direction, midair, whatever type thing. Mm-hmm. If when you create a gateway, you fix it to that point in relation to the Earth, then surely if you studied it enough, then instead of using the Earth as that fixed point that you connect it to, you could connect it to a chair instead.
Right.
I don't know.
This is all this is taking it to such an extreme.
Like I like it.
Come on, come here, Matt Hatch.
This is interesting though. RJ was asked if a gateway hit Quendalar, what would happen, and apparently Quendalar would just be pushed back.
Yeah.
He thinks that possibly that would happen with the stasis box. I am unsure whether that means that a stasis box then would be viable for a portable gateway toilet or not.
Here's something.
I mean, it obviously would hurt the stasis box.
Oh my god! Oh, that is brilliant. Okay. In terms of gateways, keeping gateway open, I once postulated that if you made, so let's say you're going to make a gateway that is, 5 foot by 6 foot type thing. Mm-hmm. If you made Quendiar bars that fit into a box, that was 5 foot by 6 foot, and you made the gateway just slightly bigger, in theory, you could slide that Quendiar box over the gateway and allow the gateway to close. It would fit snugly around the Quendiar box, and there's a gateway that's permanently open.
Huh.
I'd buy that for $1.
If it kind of, so the gateway is like just a straight line, and the Quendiar box overlapped it like that. So it went over the inside and then ended out on either side of the gateway. So start and finish side. And that went all the way around. I once postulated that. I think that was on one of my podcast episodes. I think we were talking about it. And then you could just have gateways just, that would stay there because you could let go of the weave. You wouldn't have to maintain the weave, but it couldn't snap closed because of the Quendiar that's separating out. So.
Yeah. Oh,
I like it.
Oh, sorry. This is just my mind is kind of blown by this ridiculous topic. Like when it's just like, wow, the possibilities involved in this.
Shula is quite right.
Exactly, it's true.
Yeah, overthinking things. That's exactly. I mean, this is where RJ would be like, "What was it he said to someone? Could you open a gateway and balefire yourself?" And he's like, do you have a pet? Like, you need to go and get yourself a wife or a husband? I can't remember what it was, but it
I
was
have a wife, I have a pet, and neither of them know the answer to this question. Sir.
Exactly. Excuse me. I've already asked them. That's why I'm asking.
I've asked
you.
so many people. All of my friends, of which I have many.
Yes.
Thank you very much, judgy bastard. You're the one who wrote it.
Yes.
Excuse the fuck out of me for liking it. Jesus.
I kind of wish this interaction had actually happened now. But all right. Now that we have exhausted, I think, this one.
yeah.
Let's move on to the next character that we can obsessively overthink.
Overthink about.
Ooh, a Ludra.
Oh, a Ludra.
Oh.
Okay. Now.
I got an easy one for a Ludra.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it.
She becomes a party planner.
Oh.
She's gotten her vengeance. The dragons are out there. The Shan have been, it's been used against the shadow, and I'm sure that she'll find other ways to get, if she's not satisfied with the Shan, then she can find other ways to do that. But I think she's happy by the end of the last battle. She's gotten all of her vengeance out, and she's like, you know what? I know how to make some wicked fireworks, and I reckon she just becomes a bit of a party planner. Has a great time. Imagine just firecrackers going off, fireworks at the end of a big party sort of thing. I bet she knows how. She's got some secret hookups with things. So,
yeah. Okay. I mean, this is just facts. Yeah, this is just facts. Yeah, the hottest person alive, indeed. Okay. Yes, Jess.
Oh, I was going to say, she opens up an armaments factory. She becomes like the Smith & Wesson of... Smith & Wesson is a gun manufacturer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she becomes that.
I think so.
Of Randland.
Do you think she would, what else kind of... I don't know from science stuff.
She's going to make fucking bazookas. She's going to make fucking... trebuchets. She's gonna make everything.
But other than arms, what else could she because she made matches. She invented matches.
That is true. She made matches.
Are there other things that she could do with her fireworks knowledge that are not only weapons related? I'm looking.
She invents the first ever gas grill and invents barbecue in the process.
I am okay with
that.
this. Yes. Oh,
yes.
Like a Korean style barbecue where it's in the. I haven't been for barbecue for so long because of COVID restrictions. You have to go to you can't go to a Korean barbecue restaurant alone because it's dumb. And I miss my samgyeopsal. So anyway. What?
She Oh my god!
Oh god!
She's ripping that sweet cotton.
Yes.
Oh god!
Lord.
There's some great. So Saboteur of the Shan Resistance crew.
Yeah.
Weaponsmith for the Aiel is a great one.
Interesting. Yes. Yeah.
Marisu comes up with a great point here. Does the Ludra ever realize her Gracie's invention, the dragons, are named after the guy who got her fired?
I doubt it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's funny. I never thought of it.
I love it. Wow. Signal gear for sailors.
Oh, that's cool.
Great.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Alistair, I'm going to take this a step further.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like this as a yes. Because I'm trying, I know, the weapons are great, and I do agree that would be a thing, but I really like a Ludra, and I don't want to think of her as just destructor of the world.
Is this RASA? Randland Aeronautic Space Association, RASA?
Yeah.
We don't use traveling to visit other planets, as has been speculated. Mm-hmm. We use a Ludra.
Yes. Ludra's rockets.
We use her rockets. Yeah. That's a better sentence.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's.
That's amazing, and that's
Rasa.
That's
Brilliant.
really cool.
I'm here for it.
Oh, I
I
like
love
that
that.
as an idea. All right. Okay, then let's see who else we can speculate over. Apple Coffin.
Okay.
Probably enjoying his quiet retirement in prosperity with all of his fucking kids finally gone.
That's true. Because like all of his daughters are like in the tower now, right? Like,
Yeah, Matt's
Yeah.
gone. All of the girls are in the tower because they can
He-
apparently
yeah.
channel. So he and his wife they're fucking chilling.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's having a cruisy retirement. You know, he's like, Matt, you son of a bitch, you owe me some money. You're rich.
They're-
Just hook me up so I never have to work again. And they have a lovely retirement.
They travel.
he
The
opens
two
a
of them
horse-
in love. I love it. Yeah, just a
some sort of
happy ever
horse
after.
business, like a horse business or something.
He starts like raising, alpacas on the side. Just
Something,
Yeah,
yeah.
one of those, like a riding school as well. You can come and just, kids can, like a day trip for kids and stuff, riding schools, and
Mhm.
sells alpaca wool and stuff like that. I like it. Yeah,
He starts doing archery lessons, like
packs a pipe with Tam, complains about his daughter-in-law.
Yes, yes. Absolutely. No.
Racing zebra franchise. What's the
my
horse?
God.
What's that horse
The
called?
razor. The razor.
The razor. Yes.
Yes.
It's a racing razor franchise.
Yes. I just saw a picture of like this golden horse from I think Turkey. It's the wildest thing. It actually looks like it's gold. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. But he could have razors and golden horses. Oh,
Nice. First
first
ever summer camp.
Manetheren summer camp would be fucking awesome.
Yes,
I like Michael's comment just below. Yeah, there you go. That's brilliant. Has to break up fights at bell time between his daughter-in-law, the Empress of the Shan-Chen, and Bode, who rises to Captain General of the Green Asia.
That's good shit.
Yes, I do like this. You got like Tam being like, "Well, I have 3 daughters-in-law," and he's like, "My one beats your 3." Like it's that. Oh my god.
He's like, I haven't seen Rand in like 20 years, but these 3 chicks keep showing up. Be like, has he come home yet? Has he come home yet? Has he come home yet?
I mean, I love to see my grandkids, but Jesus God.
Yes.
There's like 15 of them, and he's only been married a year. It's too many. I'm one man. I'm only one man.
Exactly.
I don't have enough rooms in the house. I mean, the Trollocs took half the house when they came, so now I know I got to build a new house.
Rub
But,
shit all over it, Jesus.
exactly. Like, I know I got to build a new house, but I didn't expect to have to build it with 15 spare bedrooms.
How you been, Tam? I had to put another fucking addition on the house. There's more grandchildren.
Like normally,
Damn kid hasn't come home, but he has more grandkids. What the fuck?
Normally, grandchildren are spaced out, but like Rand apparently has like just multiples all the time. So
Yeah.
it's just again. Ooh, you are totally building up your post Shan-Chan crew. Like I like this. I like this. Kayla's like,
I love that
yeah,
very
that's what
much.
she's going all in on like
Yep.
what we were doing for the yes. Ooh, I want to write these books now. Okay.
Look at
Yes.
so many twins and quadruple.
Yes.
Yes,
They
like,
can all channel the power. They keep trying to burn the goddamn house down.
yeah, these little beggars, like my daughters-in-law just come for a visit. They come for a visit once a year. Like I need the rest of the year to recover. The first year they came, there was like 7 grandkids, and I was like, damn. But they came back the next year, and then there's like 26, and then the year after that, and then there was like, I don't know. It was a village,
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to start putting campers in the backyard. I cannot add any more onto my house. Y'all bring tents. Bring your own tents. I don't have room for you. All your
This
damn
is why they
kids.
come in the summer, because they can just camp out. They don't need to
outside.
bring a tent. Just go outside.
And the kids will love that.
Yep, live like the Aiel. Go on, go out and fend for yourself.
Ooh, yes. Very good.
Half of you are Aiel anyway, so
Coffin's own luck. I like it. Yes. I do like that as an idea. Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Let's see who else we've got here. I like
this
a
is
little
fun.
clicking noise.
It's bouncing
Where's it
around
go?
now. Oh,
What the
Anora.
hell is that?
Anora is, I think, I'm pretty sure she was the advisor to Barrelane. She
Mhm.
gets burned out in the last battle.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we remember we can now heal stilling and gentling?
Mhm.
Does that extend to burning out?
My headcanon is it doesn't extend to it, but my headcanon is because Nynaeve has discovered how to heal Stilling, she is going to work on figuring this out. I have a whole thing. I have said that this about Satal Anan, that Nynaeve would figure out how to heal her. I had people say the legitimate argument that no, Satal Anan is quite happy with her life. She wouldn't ask for it. Honora would want it. Honora would want to be healed. And I think if the minute Nynaeve hears about it, she's gonna, stomp all over there and like I'm gonna work on this until I fix it. And then I think she's gonna I don't think the two are the same healing, but I think she's gonna figure it out.
Now, did we not also find out that when it comes to healing, stilling, and gentling, when you are healed by somebody who wields the other side of the power, you're basically restored back to where you were. So I would think that Nynaeve would want to also work with somebody at the Black Tower.
Yeah. Damer Flynn. I think that this would be one of those things where, like, because they say always the best works of the power were men and women. I think her and Damer Flynn would do this together. Yeah. Sorry, I've actually thought of this one before.
I have an interesting. I've never actually brought this one up, but an interesting side thought. Could this be used as some sort of punitive measure? So you're an Aes Sedai or an Ashaman. You've gone and broken whatever laws they decide to have in place. You need to be punished, not severely, and you've not broken the rules severely enough that you need to be stilled or gentled. Mm-hmm. But you need some form of punishment, and so you get stilled or gentled and then healed by someone of the same power, and so you only have, you have a lesser access to the power, and that's your punishment. You're not had the power taken away from you, but you can now use far less than previously in that natural punishment. Is that effective? What do people think about that?
I think it will happen. Like, I think once they know that they can heal, like once you've opened that door to, stilling is no longer permanent, I think you are opening the door to, well, now what do we do with stilling? Because stilling used to be this is the punishment that is just one step below killing you. Now that you've lowered that bar, people are going to start thinking about what to do with it, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like even that process would still be really traumatic. And it's like, okay, I understand needing to, punish something, but that seems... I feel like what they might do instead is figure out how they can alter whatever weave they use to still someone to make it so that it's irreversible. And obviously somebody will eventually figure out how to get around that as well. But that's kind of my thought.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay, so back to Anora. I do think that Nynaeve would eventually heal her, but I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's a one-to-one thing. I think it's going to take some time. Any other thoughts on that? That's my headcanon on this. So,
no, I think that sounds right.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Yeah, I think this is true. Yeah, she definitely. Yeah, she burnt herself for the captain of the White Cloaks. I actually never even thought about that, but yeah, she burnt herself out for the captain of the White Cloaks. That's crazy.
I mean, that's why I get the White Cloaks thinking a bit more, isn't it? So,
I mean, I think that was part of the trajectory with Galad anyway. I don't think Galad ever accepted the idea that all Aes Sedai were dark friends. I don't think he joined the White Cloaks with that in his mind. I said this on another podcast or something somewhere. I feel like he's the type of person who, he read the book, and the initial book, everything in it he agreed with. He didn't care what the actual White Cloaks looked like, because he was like, their initial book, I like.
I think he was too naive. He was too naive to understand what the White Cloaks actually are.
Yeah.
I think that, he is so entrenched in his like black and white good evil view of the world that it doesn't occur to him that somebody could be parading as good who is actually doing bad. Like I honestly think that it never occurs to him. So he reads this tract or whatever it is from the White Cloaks and he's like, yes, this is the organization for me. And then he gets into it and he starts to see all of the bullshit that starts happening and what happens to his mother and all this other stuff. And that's when it finally starts clicking to him that yes, there is in fact gray area in the world and sorry, but it's not that simple. Welcome to real life.
Like the example I used, I think, in that podcast is like he's a person who read the Bible and was like, "Oh, I like everything in this book. I'm going to join Fred Phelps' church." And Fred Phelps is like the guy who protests funerals, but that's just because they like this book. I like everything in this book. I'm going to join this insane church, and then gets in the church and is like, "Oh, they protest funerals? What? Like that doesn't make any sense." And like that, I think that's what it's like with him. So
yeah. I agree. Yeah.
So, okay. Cool. All right. I think we could just do a few more. I know you have a question that you want to postulate. Maybe we'll do like 2 more and then we can go on to, all right.
Yeah. Works for me.
So, okay. Let's see. Solution.
Oh.
Okay, so she's Tuon's speaker of truth, is it? I forget. Something like that.
That sounds right. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, night, Miss. Sorry, I didn't. Sorry. Yes. See people saying good night. All right. So she's Tuon's speaker of truth or something. She's still in that position, I think. Mm-hmm. Right.
Do you know what? On this occasion, I don't think we're going to get a lot of change. I think she's just going to stick where she is. And carry on being who she was pre-last battle. Yeah. I think she's going to look at the last battle and working with Aes Sedai and stuff as being, well, there's an exception to every rule. We, had to, the world was ending at that point and you trusted your husband and okay. Mm-hmm. Now let's carry on doing what Shan-Chen do and live in the way we live. So, I'm inclined to say there's not much action there for her.
Now, I have
Okay.
Her bodyguard. Okay. Min is her truth speaker. That makes sense. Yes. Sorry. I should put that up on screen. Sorry. I'm seeing it and commenting on it and not sharing this. Yeah. Okay. This is true. But now I was going to say part of my post-book headcanon, just because I really want it to happen and I really, really want it to happen is somehow Tuon gets collared. What do you think she'd be doing in that situation? I haven't figured out exactly, but somehow Tuon has to experience being a Damani because I'm so angry at her that she needs to experience that. So.
Does she join the Shan-Chen resistance movement that Kayla is setting up?
That's part of what I'm thinking of.
Tuon, and then Tuon gets taken back to Abel's farm to recover from her traumatic experience, learn to eventually return to the Shan-Chen, claim leadership once more, and abolish the Damani and Soldam system.
I really feel like experiencing that for herself would really be the only way that she could be convinced that, no, this is actually, in fact, really fucking shitty and it needs to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. You are both being more... Because I think she would... I lost complete faith in Tuon, I have to say. I think she would experience it, realize it's really shitty, get freed, and then be like, now I'm going to be even shittier. And then she has to die. I want her to die. I'm so disappointed in her. That's me. Your hopeful way of taking it is probably more, it's nicer.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the character dying, so yeah. I mean, I love Master Deck's comment here. So there's a rebel faction, because there are always rebel factions, and Selucia would rather burn it down than see Tuon collared. Yeah. So
she would. Yeah, she absolutely would. Yeah. See, this is what I think. I agree with this comment that she's a lost cause. But if it was written in it, like I can see my way to the more hopeful. She goes through hell and comes out the other side a better person. Mm-hmm. I can see my way to it. If it was done well, I would root for her. but the reason I completely lost faith in her is I remember like I rooted for her and rooted for her and rooted for her to come to her senses, and then she didn't, and I was like, well, fuck you. So that's I want you to get completely tortured in my, I mean, that's sadistic. Tortured is the wrong, no, it's not. It's the right word. In my post-book headcanon, I want you to suffer, you fictional character, in my even more fictional post-book headcanon. So,
No, that's fair. Absolutely fair.
I mean, Kayla agrees with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's do one more here, and then. Oh, okay. Well, as I said that, are there any more thoughts on her?
Nope. I think we covered all the thoughts there. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna,
I love this.
Okay, you want to do this? I was going to
Well,
say.
no, we don't have to. I just like how amusing that our last one is the wife of our first one. Like,
it's a lovely bookend.
Okay, let's stick with it.
But we don't have to do it. I mean, if you want to respin, it's your wheel.
I'm fine either way.
Okay, well, because I think we talked about rain, but it is let's see.
Oh
man, I was really hoping
we'd
land on Senbui.
I was really rooting for Senbui.
All right, so Senbui.
You know what? It's fine. It landed on Senbui. I made it disappear quick enough that nobody else caught it.
There we go. Senbui. Well, Senbui gets a change of heart, and his thatching business, has this new sale offer on it, and it basically is like, just don't worry about the straw, okay? It's on the house. So, he becomes a nice old man. No, I'm joking. That was a template I did a while ago.
Just becomes a nice, yeah. It's on the house. Yes, I saw
Senbui falls off a roof, breaks his neck and dies, and someone steps in and starts providing a variety of roofing options to accommodate the growing needs of
diverse
people
population
in the Two Rivers, because their construction methods are changing. So
I think Senbui invents guttering.
Nice.
And revolutionizes all that's he's like, you guys don't want thatch anymore? Fine, you want gutters. You want to not have rain pouring down the side of your houses, and you want to be able to collect that rainwater and then use it in a big giant water butt and things of that nature. Yeah. So
I like that.
He thinks outside the box. He thinks away from the thatch. And that's why the straw is 3.
From the thatch.
I will say we are being protested in the comments. Perhaps we
Only
should
one.
actually. I know, but
Only
Savannah, we could also explore her as well. So,
who was it? I didn't even see.
Oh, it was how do you spell her name?
Is it Sylviana?
Sylvana. It's I might have spelt it wrong because It's the one.
No. Okay.
She was the keeper to. No, sorry, she was the mistress of novices, and then she was Egwene's keeper. Okay, I do like this though as a Senbui has a stroke while shouting shit off.
Nice one. Yep.
Classic. He died as he lived.
Yes, exactly. He develops a rivalry with the roof tiler in the I didn't even read the final part of that comment.
Oh my god.
I love it.
All right, so what would the ship name be for that? Like Tile and Thatch?
Yes. Oh man. Okay.
God.
So we do have this here. Sylviana is the best of the Red Aja. I agree. She was her and Pavara pretty much up there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking you in the comments. Do you have any post-book thoughts for her, Master of the Deck?
Michael. Immediately after the last battle, hosts Egwene's funeral and heavily mourns her, becomes a chief figure in the Red Aja's new role as working together with the Black Tower.
I think this is very much true.
It seems right.
I think some of the Red Aja actually postulate, like the Red Aja is the Aja that is most prepared to work with the male channelers.
True.
Because the
Yeah.
force behind maintaining her reformations. Yeah. I think Brandon Sanderson said recently that he thought that Cadsuane would keep a lot of Egwene's reformations. I actually agree, although for different reasons than Brandon did. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
And I was talking about this with somebody else. I don't remember where, but we were talking about Cadsuane, and I actually expressed some doubt as to whether she would maintain those reformations. And then they told me about what Brandon said, and you know, when I think about it, it seems like she would be able to do it in a way that would kind of span the gap between the traditionalists and the reformists, and kind of be able to bring it all together, you know, kind of bring these reformations into being in a permanent way, without alienating either side, which I don't necessarily like the whole idea of like walking the line in the middle, you know, and making those kinds of compromises. But the reality is you kind of need to do that in order to get things done. And, you know, given her age and experience, she has like the capability of being able to do that. Whereas Egwene, because, you know, she's younger and hard-headed, would probably try to ram that stuff through and would ultimately probably end up with a lot more trouble with people pushing back. So,
yeah. See, I feel like with somebody like Sylviana working to maintain them, the reason I always headcanon it, that like the only way I could headcanon that Cadsuane would keep the reformations is because she doesn't want to be Amyrlin in the first place. So, she made those rules, fine, whatever. Like, I figured that's sort of her attitude about it. And I do think that the sitters, though, would try to push back against it. But if there was somebody like Sylviana in there being like, no, we're going to keep this, then it would help to maintain them. Because I don't think Cadsuane wants the job. Like, she's so as far like doing the work of, I'm going to, you know, walk that line. That's a lot of work for somebody who really doesn't want to be doing the work.
I always did have, that was one of the reasons why I was surprised when I found out that, you know, Cadsuane was supposed to be the next Amyrlin. Because I'm like, she kind of thinks all this is bullshit. She doesn't give a shit. Like, why would she do that? I mean, you know, maybe I'm overly optimistic about giving people the benefit of the doubt, which I always do in fiction, but hardly ever in real life. And,
is that the better way to do it?
Maybe her experiences, you know, after she's come back, her experiences working with a dragon and all of that, she has had kind of a change of heart, maybe come to the conclusion that, you know, she's still got some gas left in the tank, and, you know, maybe she appreciates the work that Egwene was doing, and since she's not around to continue it, decides to take on the mantle so that she can continue. I mean, it's possible. Maybe.
It's possible. I can't see her putting effort into it, because I think like sorry, my voice is going. I can see her basically trying to figure out how to get out of this. Like, she was in hiding for a long time to avoid it.
That's true.
So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, very much so. She's not. I don't think she really cares about the institution of the Aes Sedai. Right. So,
this is a good one.
Yeah, I think so. Moraine. That would be interesting if Moraine became.
Moraine would be an interesting Amyrlin.
She would be, and it would definitely like foretell, or there's another word I'm looking for, a big shift in the way the Aes Sedai think, because she's really weak in the power now.
Yeah.
So, it's
very, very
true.
That
would be very interesting. Huh.
I wonder if that's something they would be able to figure out how to fix at some point.
They have to. Like, that's just nonsense. It's such
honestly,
a nonsense
like
thing.
all of it's kind of like, okay, so you have inside you this sort of unlimited well of this power, and you're able to like refill the tank. Like, you know, you get tired, so you have to recharge the battery, right? But then the eelfin or the aelfin or whoever the fuck it was can like suck it out, and then it just, you can't get it back. Like,
this is the word I was looking for, by the way. Sorry.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, it just seems weird to me that the batteries wouldn't recharge eventually, because, you know, I don't know. It seems weird.
Yeah, fair.
I never even thought of this, but it's possible. I can see her. I mean, I honestly, I love Nynaeve. I think Nynaeve sees a problem and she will try to fix it. I don't know if it is fixable because I don't know if it's so much a wound as it is just a changing in her. I don't fully understand what the Eilfin did, like what you were saying there. Like, did they just make her battery smaller? Like, I don't fully get it.
I mean, the madness wasn't a wound, really. There was something, quote unquote physical in there that she was able to go in and manipulate and unravel. Mm-hmm. So, because it seems to me like if the Eilfin and the Eilfin love to feast on people who have the power, mm-hmm. and this is supposed to be like a bottomless well, it doesn't seem to me like they would do something on purpose that would somehow block it from recharging. You would think that they would want her to be fully charged all the time so they could just keep feeding off of her forever, right? So maybe whatever magic they use to extract this essence from the people that they're feeding off of, like fucking
vampires.
I'm trying to think of like an adjective. Emotion vampires or some shit.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something funny. I failed. My bad. Maybe there's something in the mechanism that they use for that drains that tank and prevents it from refilling, so what if then Nynaeve was able to go in and find wherever the power lives inside a channeler and then undo whatever it is that is blocking it. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I never really saw it as like a battery or a tank of power more. So when she's talking about healing Logain, she's talking about the connection. The mm-hmm. connection's been cut. So I always viewed it as like, the one power is an ocean of power. Okay, and Aes Sedai and Asha'man have a little pipe between them and the one power. Mm-hmm. The ocean never runs out.
Yeah.
But you've got different diameters of pipe.
Of the pipe, yeah.
So you get more power through at one time. The way I viewed it was a series of tubes. Yeah, I just saw it as however they're processed. I mean, as you say, the fact that they enjoy that savor and then savoring it reduces the amount of power the person can access,
like it decreases the diameter of the tube.
Thus decreases their savor. Seems weird, but perhaps that process of enjoying that savor shrinks the pipe diameter.
Well, I think isn't it canon that like what happened that Lanfear and Moiraine went through at the same time? They drained Lanfear too quickly, which is why she died. Which is why they slowly were draining Moiraine to make it last longer. I think that's
one of her gifts was the bracelet to give her more power.
I think didn't she took it with her into the it was beside the ter'angreal. So I think she took it.
I thought she requested it as one of her gifts because they went through the gateway. They went through the doorway. Sorry, not the gateway. They went through the doorway. So maybe she was entitled to request gifts in exchange for whatever price they deemed worthy.
I have to share this because I saw this and it made me laugh. So we've got this suggestion. If Tom went in and requested Moraine's power restored for a price, that price being
yep.
And he'd never be able to grow them back.
And then I love more Matt Stagger's follow-up, Poor Moraine, no more mustache rides.
We begin where we end.
Yeah,
that's good shit right there.
Yes.
I love it. That's brilliant.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like there's potentially a connection of some kind between stilling and gentling and whatever it is that the Eilfin and the Eilfin did that, she might be able to extrapolate from healing that to figuring out how to fix what happened to Moiraine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I like to think that she'd be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I think she would definitely try. I think it's without a doubt. I that's in my head canon of who Nynaeve is she can't let go. I mean, we saw it actually with her and Stilling. Like they were all everybody was like, you can't heal Stilling, and she was like, okay, thanks, I'm gonna try though.
She's a fucking bet.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So yeah. Malkier.
Okay, so my question, so it's last week, obviously there was advertisement going around for the Twitter Time Awards. and all that sorts of bits. People, they were replying a bit. And on the Wednesday, Tokaromriod tweeted out saying like, "Oh, today's Wednesday, but is it a what Wednesday?" And in their flurry of replying to people and stuff, because last week they seemed to reply to a few people here and there, the Wheel of Time account said, "Don't be sad, and then capitalized the entire word, little, just a little more patient." I assume they meant to say just be a little more patient. And then we'll never forget the Dragon Spawn, never call them wheelies, and I think that's why I thought it was effective. How long is a little?
I've heard a lot of talk that we're going to get some. Now, today is Wednesday for me, so but I've heard a lot of talk that something is going to happen on the Wednesday. I don't know what, like, is it a trailer? Is it a teaser for a trailer? Is it another? I don't know.
Well, my question is, are we getting something? But like, do you think we're getting something on this Wednesday?
Any thoughts, Jess?
Yes or no?
Honestly,
Thumbs up,
I don't
thumbs down.
know. I am like fiercely managing my expectations on this.
Yeah.
I'm just going into every Wednesday assuming that there's not going to be anything. Because more often than not, that's the case. And if something drops, awesome. If it's a trailer, I'll shit my pants. As I think most people will. But I mean, I feel like if we do get something tomorrow, it's probably going to be more along the lines of the stuff that we've gotten already, you know, with the little Moraine thing and the little land thing, maybe something with the Emmons Field 5, something along those lines. You know, I have heard rumors that a trailer is imminent, but who the fuck knows if that's true. So...
Yeah, I'm in the same boat of managing my expectations. Like I have stayed up all night a couple of times because, as you know, time differences being that whenever anything drops, it drops in the middle of the night for me. So there's been a couple of times that I've stayed up all night because of all of the talk of something's coming, and then something didn't come, or the thing that came was like, oh, that's really great. I could have seen that in the morning. Like I could have slept and seen that in the morning.
Yeah, it's like, it's not a full trailer. I could have, I absolutely could have gotten my 8 hours of sleep. That's fair.
Yeah. So, and it's not like I love everything that they give us. I don't want to ever say that I'm like, I've said this before. Everything that they've given us so far it's precious in a way because it's only for us. Like nobody else really cares what Rand's sword looks like. It's just us, like the people who've read the books. Like that, those are gifts that are like, we know that you're fans. Here's a gift. Like,
yeah, they are
really
giving us so much more than they need to, and I'm guessing more than other fandoms have gotten when their shit has been adapted. So, you know, I try to always bear that in mind. Like, they don't need to do any of this shit. Yeah. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll take whatever. Yeah. Take your time, baby. It's all good.
I think the full capitalization of that word, little. I think we're getting something on this Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm going to put a face on and comb my hair in the morning just in case.
I think we are getting a Loghain teaser of some kind.
Ooh, I would love that.
Because I'm going to butcher his name. I do apologize. Alvaro Morte? Am I saying that correctly?
I believe that is correct.
Okay. Because about 4 weeks ago, he was on Instagram being like, hey, I'm recording in a booth. You know, and you know, and there was kind of like not much to do about it, but there was to do about it, and it's like the other audio was some of it, or a fair chunk of it, we think is specifically recorded for the teasers. That's what I keep hearing. Not everything that we hear, but you know, a fair chunk of it. So I think those two things are linked up because if you think about like, okay, go record your audio, we're going to put it with this footage. You're going to spend 2 or 3 weeks putting that together properly, aren't you? Sort of thing. You know, the amount of effort they're putting into the show, they definitely are going to spend. If they don't spend at least a week putting together these 5-second teasers and things, once they've got all the raw stuff together, I'd be shocked. You know, so I think the time frames fit.
And they're probably going to make them far enough ahead because based on my experience as a social media manager, they're going to have an entire schedule laid out all the way up through the launch of the show of exactly what they're going to drop when. They've got a plan in place.
They
the dates
let
are
Germany
set.
Look at it. Because Jeremy
Like-
looks at it and goes, "I'll drop that one instead then."
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
that was
I mean,
hilarious.
if they want to do that on a day where I'm not
I
working, and,
feel
you know,
for that person because man, that is a social
Yeah.
media manager's nightmare.
Nightmare.
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think that what the fuck was that? Something just I think my husband banged into a wall or something. Yeah, I think that they've got everything planned out, and they're not flying by the seat of their pants on this. They have got everything,
and I
but
think
they're spacing it out for a reason.
Mm-hmm. And I think Alvaro Morte makes the most sense because of who's already released teasers. We have like Rosamund Pike, who's really, really popular and big on Instagram. We have Daniel Henney, really, really big and popular on Instagram. Alvaro Morte as well, really, really big and popular, like internationally. So as much as I want to see Nynaeve, she is not. I don't think she even has really an online presence. Like most of the Emmons Field 5 they're not really big yet. Whereas these big stars releasing teasers, that's going to create buzz from their fandom. So
absolutely,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I just thought, considering it was Tuesday or Wednesday, but you know, there was still a fair chunk. I mean, they don't drop it till 1 p.m. Eastern typically if they drop these things, and that is in 14 hours time. I was like, I wanted to finish tonight off by asking what you thought of is a little. I even the innkeeper tweet. Sorry, not tweeted, but put in his server earlier in the live show section. Can't wait to be back at the inn tomorrow. And even I replied, "Are we expecting a double show by any little chance?"
Yes.
I was like, maybe he took a week off because he knew a double show was required on a Wednesday, because he always seems to know in advance. So
yeah.
I think that he's got connections, big connections, where he learns all kinds of shit.
I mean, I'm sure
share it with us.
Yeah,
which I understand, but it's also like,
yeah. I as a content creator, nobody on the Wheel of Time Amazon team is probably watching this stream. But on the off chance that you are, as a content creator, before you release a trailer, can you let me know so I can stay up? Otherwise, I would hate to wake up and find out about it on Twitter and be like,
there's a small part of me that's always like, can you let us know so we can just have the day off work?
I would
to
totally
be around
do
for
that.
it. Yes.
honestly,
I'm not back at work till Saturday. Please drop it tomorrow. I'd be fine with that. Let us know.
If I knew it was coming, I would absolutely take the day off work.
Me too.
Because then I wouldn't have to feel guilty about recording in the middle of the workday. Shh, don't tell Allison.
Yeah.
Allison, if you're watching this, I'd never do that.
No.
Allison, go back. Stop watching.
Yes. I just a little heads up, like a teaser trailer that says, and the trailer, like, this is a teaser for the trailer that will drop next week, and be like, oh, okay, the teaser trailer I didn't stay up for. I will stay up for the full trailer. Like, that would be
suddenly the whole of Twitter and time just goes, right, book next week off.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That would make me so happy.
Yeah, love it.
Yes.
Well, this has been a lot of fun, Jen.
Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you I'm looking at the comments, and I realize as I look at the comments, it looks like I'm looking away. So,
thank you for joining us this evening.
Exactly. Thank you for joining us. This was really fun, and
this was a great time.
Yeah, you guys coming in with the comments. My God, some of those.
Oh
were,
yeah.
This was awesome.
Jess starting us off strong, just straight in there with the
right into sex stuff.
Right into sex stuff.
Right into it. Oh, it was so funny. You said Bond, and my mind was like, "Oh, she read my mind." No, she didn't.
No, she absolutely did not.
That's hilarious. Oh God,
I love it. It's brilliant.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. I guess I will end the stream now. Yes, like and subscribe. And that reminds me, before we go, because some people weren't here, tell everybody where you are and where they can find you, because I should always do that at the end. So we'll start with Jess this time.
Go, Jess, go.
You can find me on YouTube, the Amyrlin Study. You can also find me in podcast places, Tarvalin After Dark. I do stuff. It's fun.
Nice.
I like to think I'm funny, so,
Yes, good.
There's that.
You are funny. You are Belladonna the Busty Bard.
Oh god. Fantastic.
I have a fucking lot of fun with that.
That's
Yes.
great. They're brilliant. So yeah, definitely check it out.
Yes. And Rob, tell us about yourself.
I am Rob, Malkier Talks. I do a crazy spoilers-filled theory podcast. I do cooking and narrations and bizarre live streams on YouTube. And I do Wheel of Time-based dad jokes on Twitter called Tam Jokes. And you search anywhere of those and you'll find for Malkier Talks and you will find me. I'm the only one out there.
Very nice.
And
All
if you
right.
haven't liked this video, smash that like button. Hit the
Smash it.
subscribe button. Okay, go check out Jen's Patreon and get yourself some awesome benefits and some awesome goodies and all that sort of stuff because she makes awesome stuff. And just follow her everywhere, like the video, subscribe, everything. Do it.
Making
Do
me
it.
blush, and I will end
Now.
this now. All right. Bye.
You got to do the self promotion, Jen. Come on.
I
Toot your horn.